Okay, so let's start. Hi, I'm Mike Rogers, and Mike Rogers Show here with you. And today we have a real superstar, a lady that's been famous for so many years, and she is the head of jury for our Japan Indies Music Awards show. She's had so many great hits. She's had a comeback recently, and she got played on Rodney Bingenheimer's radio show. Her new song is called Disco Ball. Is that what it's called, Josie?
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Josie Cotton.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very busy right now. It's a quality problem to be very busy.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So what are you doing now?
Well, I have another single coming out in a week, and we're doing a video for that tonight, and then another single. If I can get another video out of it, I'm gonna try. That's the plan when the whole record is released, and on May, what is it? May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Of my whole album, yeah.
Well, this is perfect timing then. So you have a new single. You have a new single coming out next week. What single is that?
It's called Painting in Blood. And it's kind of a love song.
A love song.
Yeah, it's a kind of a play on words. But it's about Morricone, who wrote all the spaghetti western theme song, and he also did the soundtracks for a large amount of Italian horror movies from the 1970s. And as you know, I'm a huge fan of B movies and a horror comedy and all of that. And when I was amazed, I just recently became aware of this genre of music. It was strictly kind of more American, and some Japanese, horror, European, but I didn't know about this Italian stuff, and it's insane. And Morricone wrote a whole bunch of the soundtracks for it, and which was amazing because they're like horror movies, and he usually was much more acclaimed person in the music world than these little funny little movies that I've always loved. So it's a song about that, and it's a love song to him. And it's also, I wrote my own little Italian horror movie in the verses, and then it's a love song to Morricone. That he through his art, he made a horror movie like into great art. I mean, through his genius, really, he was a genius. And Ennio Morricone, don't forget that name.
Yeah.
And so it's really, it's funny. It's very tongue in cheek. It's a lot of comedy, but also it's there's people getting stabbed. I don't know what to say, but it's funny. So that's the important thing. And I loved him, and he actually passed away while we were recording this song, and I had to put it aside because I really wanted him to hear it. Actually, it was just kind of a thing I was ahead of my head, magical thinking and all that. But he's gone now, and so so there's that song, and then so that's, I'm really looking forward to that release. That's next week.
So I have actually, you probably don't know this, Josie. I do six shows a week, and I do a show that plays indies rock and roll. Of course, I play you there, and then I also do a show that plays unusual music, and I play Ennio Morricone a lot.
Oh, okay.
So is this new song, is it like Ennio Morricone music?
Yes, it is. In this one movie he did, Italian discotheque music. It's very dancey, actually, and I was inspired by the music in this one particular movie that he wrote the soundtrack for, and that was my inspiration for the song. That the music that he wrote was so insanely beautiful, and so I actually based it on that. And but I, for a while I was saying, well, gosh, am I like stealing from him? I don't know. I'm so inspired by him. And then I found out reading about him that he actually borrowed freely from various artists like Beethoven, Fleur de Lis. It was part of his, soundtracks. And he actually, what's interesting about Ennio Morricone is that he, unlike a lot of the snobbish music, composers like, for Star Wars or whatnot, they study one kind of music and it's formulaic and it's just one thing. He borrowed from surf music. He borrowed from demonic children's choirs. He borrowed from
demonic children's choirs.
Yes, and all everything he was inspired by. And I was just writing this little piece this morning that what I learned about him was that he reinvented, he elevated and redefined every genre that he touched, and he touched a lot of them. It was vast. The spaghetti, fistful of dollars. My God, I mean that just he changed the whole West. The American Western has changed forever. And then that movie was actually inspired by Kurosawa. Good, Bad, and the Ugly, and I don't know. It's just all interchanging. So I feel like I'm definitely was influenced on this song by his music. So full disclosure.
Definitely send me that track because I will play it a lot.
Oh, great.
Show. It's called Color Red Radio. It's on a really famous station in New York called WFMU.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's broadcast all over the world too. But fantastic. Yeah, I only play that kind of music. So people listen to it and think like, is this the same guy that plays that indies junk and stuff, But
yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't realize you had a show like that.
Yeah, so it's like NPR or the BBC on acid.
Okay.
That's
how I describe myself. Yeah.
So tell us about your new record. So the record's coming out May 2nd, you say?
Yes. And it's I've been working on it a while. I mean, of course, the pandemic slowed everything way down.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, okay, we're gonna get through this slowly. And well, I mean, I have some really great people on it. Lee Rocker plays on it, and from the Stray Cats, and Clem Burke from Blondie, and Eddie Spaghetti from the Super Suckers, which is a big band over here. He's kind of a big deal, and so I have all these guest artists, and also Kevin Preston, who plays guitar in Green Day. He and I did a solo from this record. That's the Elvis song. I don't know if you heard that, the Ballad of Elvis Presley. Yeah, he's the singer and on that song, and he's my very good friend. We've done a lot of John Waters things together, and so it's just a lot of my friends, and Paul Rossler from the Screamers, way back punk, kind of history, and so it's just a collection of my adventures into having no particular genre that I fit into. It's all over the place, Mike. I'm really it's something for everyone or something for no one. I don't know.
That's really cool. So Josie, so your single coming out next week, what's the name of the single?
Painting in Blood.
Painting in Blood. And where can I buy that?
Well, you can't buy it right now. It's next week it's coming out. but it's going to be. I'm hearing someone like trying to speak to me over like a long distance. What did you say, Gina? Oh, kittenrobot.com. It's going to be on there. It'll be on all the different platforms.
So I can go there, but I can go there now and reserve a copy, right?
Oh no! Well, I mean, not right now. It's not out yet.
Oh,
it's not out until next week. Oh, actually, 1 week from today, it's coming out.
Okay, so
but I'll send you an advance copy. I will send that to you. Yeah.
And then your album is, what is the name of the album?
The name of the album is Day of the Gun, and the reason I chose that title is because it sounded like a spaghetti western title, and I just thought
yeah.
I just thought that was like some kind of Quentin Tarantino moment, or Morricone, because he wrote all those spaghetti western. I don't know. It just seemed like it fit the times we're living in. It's so volatile. It's just anything could happen, and people, have to make some kind of stand in their life, like at some point. And it was just, when I thought of it, when I was writing this song, and the line came to me, and I went, God, I've heard that before. Somebody has got to have written something called Day of the Gun. And there was no music ever written, but there was an old movie. I'd never seen it before, but it was called Day of the Gun. I think it's from the 1940s or something. It's yeah. So, but it's I think that they're past. They can't sue me or let me try. I think they're all dead. But
I don't think they can sue you anyway, even if it was new, because that's the English language, and maybe they made a logo. You can't use that logo, but you can use the words Day of the Gun.
Yeah, no one even remembers that movie. So and I struggled with that because I mean it's actually it's so of our time that we're living in that it's almost seemed like I was trying to capitalize on this really weird moment in human history. And it was just like, do I want to do that? Do I want to get into a whole dialogue with people about, guns and, it's not political. It's not a political statement. It's like a state of the world. And it sounds like a cool spaghetti western movie. So I just thought, what am I gonna like stop myself now, like this late in the game? I did Johnny, Are You Queer? I just kind of I take great pleasure in breaking boundaries, I guess you could say.
Well, that's the end of part one. Thank you, Josie Cotton. She'll be back here tomorrow talking more about her new music, her new records, and what's coming up in the future, the Japan Indies Music Awards show. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye!